Ghostbusters 2 is not one of them. Although he has his moments in this.
Egon's the best part of this movie. He has the best bits.
But this is a terrible, terrible film.
Would you call it a terrible film?
No.
It's the embodiment of how not to make a sequel. It's the exact same movie, almost scene for scene. You can look at scenes in this movie and pinpoint exactly the equivalent of that scene in the original
exactly.
movie.
All the plot points are identical.
Yeah.
Who outside of Dan Aykroyd and the studio wanted to make this movie? Because we know Bill Murray doesn't want anything else to do with the franchise, and I don't blame the man.
Yeah.
Anyone who invested money into it wanted to make it too.
And because
Audiences wanted it.
well, sure. I mean, this is the movie they had to make. It's not the movie they necessarily wanted to make.
Yeah. It's interesting because clearly they had more money to work with. The first movie made so much money. You would think, like, especially with all the weird ideas Dan Aykroyd had before, the first movie got pared down to what it was for budgetary reasons. Like, you could take the Ghostbusters in so many different directions. Why have them repeat the exact same thing?
These are all very good questions.
We may never know the answer to them either.
Unless we watch the actual commentary for Ghostbusters 2.
There isn't one. Because nobody involved with the movie cares enough to do a commentary. There are no special features of any sort for any release of Ghostbusters 2.
We got to remember to point out all the equivalency scenes.
Yes,
This is, of course, the old lady in the basement of the New York Public Library scene, the opening.
It's the opening tag.
Which most movies have. The opening scene of a movie kicks it off.
Yeah.
But
I actually kind of like this scene.
I don't.
No? Why don't you like this scene?
Because it's stupid.
Care to elaborate?
It's dumb. Some slime got on the wheel of her carriage and moved it around to the point where they dig in the street later for no reason, which appeared to be a random spot above the river of slime for absolutely no reason. So it was clearly a very, very terrible way to shoehorn in Sigourney Weaver's character for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, well, that's the huge
Jay,
coincidence that she's right in the heart of the threat of this movie, just like the first movie.
Yes, because her baby carriage rolled over a random patch of slime that somehow got all the way up to street level, even though later in the movie it's clearly running in a river 700 feet below the street.
And it's just randomly Dana Barrett, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not
Yeah.
like it had to be Dana Barrett because of Gozer or anything.
No, everything in this movie happens so they could have it be the exact same thing as the first movie.
Other than the cute baby, the opening sequence is completely stupid.
It doesn't make any sense, but like the out of control carriage, like I think that's fun. It's fine.
Okay, He-Man was, like, gone 2 years
It was a
before
little-
they made this movie.
A little outdated at
little
the time,
outdated.
I remember.
Oh, there's little Jason Reitman, who went on to become a fine filmmaker in his own right.